Scary, isn't it? The inevitable finality of all things existing. There's nothing we can do about it. We exist just to die. And if you're human, you've probably lay awake at night in a deep sense of dread and wondered what comes after. So what comes after death? Well, I don't fucking know. I thought one of you guys would. Well, bollocks. Staying essentially curious. Nah, luckily for us, there are a few theories. It seems agreed upon some of the larger religions that heaven or hell, depending on your life choices, is where you go after you quit playing life. And sometimes that's nice to think about. To be sent to a place of pure happiness and bliss, to be reunited with past loved ones, to spend the rest of eternity in utter harmony. Then there's the flip side. Burning, fire, you know what, let's keep this PG friendly. So there's one theory or belief or whatever you want to call it. I'm not getting bogged down into a talk about religion since I haven't studied any into much detail, and it'd be wrong of me to talk about someone's beliefs that I have no understanding of. So, on to the next one. Predominantly in India, there is a religion called Hinduism, and they believe in reincarnation, which is the belief of after death, the soul leaves the body and finds a new living entity, whether that be human or animal, depending on their actions before their passing. So basically, the general idea is if you're good in life, you come back as something cool like a dog or a lion or something that you'd actually want to be. Whereas if you're a dick in life, you don't do anything decent, you'll come back as like a snail or fucking jellyfish. Once again, I don't know much about this religion. I just know it's very basic belief. But now for one that I don't understand, atheism. Being one myself, atheism, simply put, is the lack of belief in any god or gods. And because of this, there is no afterlife to an atheist. But here's the kicker. This is how I stay sane in the face of eternity. The universe started as a big bang, or an everywhere stretch. Shout out Minutephysics, link in the description as always. And before that, there must have been an eternity. And from something as complex as a universe to come out of something that's eternal, who's to say it won't happen again and produce the exact same results? What I'm saying is eternity is a long time and anything can happen within that time. Okay, so let's break it down because this can get really complicated really quickly. And my mind is a frayed ball of knitting yarn, countless ends of half thought up ideas, probably thanks to my ADHD and probably a splash of autism, just to be safe. So, where was I? Okay, yeah, let's break it down. Think of life before you was born. Yeah, difficult, huh? You know it existed, there's books and experiences. You wasn't there, but you know it happened. Now think of life after passing on. You know it's going to happen with or without you. Now think back to how long it was before you was born. Millions and millions of years passed without you ever having to sit through a single second of it. Who knows how long it was before the universe was born? Who knows how long it's going to be before it dies? The best thing about thinking this is even if you do go into that final good night, you know not a single thing about it. And like I said, look what's already come out of eternity. Who's to say this is the only time it's going to happen? And who's to say this is the only time it has happened? Maybe that explains deja vu. No, you know what, I'm stopping there, that's a whole other thing. No, you know what, that's interesting, let's talk about it. Ever hear that song, Home, by Residents? You know the one I'm on about. It's really good. It's one of my favourites actually. Not because it makes me dance or move around, so I usually listen to dubstep, so it's a far cry from a regular. But I like it for the feelings it invokes. It makes you nostalgic for a life you've never lived, which is really weird. Nostalgia is looking back on fun experiences with friends and feeling that pang of sadness because you know that time has passed. But to feel that when you've never actually experienced it is just strange. Giving credence to the thought of past lives. Maybe we have lived them before, we just can't remember. Well, we remember the feeling. This takes us down a rabbit hole that it might explain why some of us have a natural affliction for some things. Like how some people can learn languages or an instrument really fast. Maybe they spoke or played it in a past life. But the main point I'm trying to make is don't be afraid of what's coming for us all. Don't spend your life in fear. Make peace with the black curtain that's coming. Because no one knows what happens after it. No, not even Elon Musk. Wow, we got really far from the point there. You see what I'm saying about the ball of yarn now? Now that was just one strand. I've got loads, and that's exactly why I make these videos, exploring each strand in depth and seeing if anything comes out of it. This is one such strand. It's amazing what your brain can think up when you actually pay attention to the chaos that's inside. Sometimes that chaos can conjure up brilliant ideas. Or shit wants to make a YouTube channel that talks about science and why jellyfish are pricks. If you just follow them and see where they go, who knows what you'll find out about your mind. And that's why it's so important to stay intensely curious. See you in the next one, you clever cavemen.